Welcome to March Madness of the Redream Education podcast. We know that March can definitely feel like madness for microschool owners, teachers, parents, homeschool hybrid founders. There are so many wonderful things that are happening right now as you are beginning to start maybe summer camp, or you are planning for a new school year, but you're also trying to finish out this school year. Maybe you're even heading into spring break and all of the possibilities lie ahead of you, but you also have so many loose ends. This is why the month of March, we are pulling back the curtain and going to be giving you for the rest of this month some of our most sought after Redream Education podcast downloads. Now, if you are new here, we once were Teacher Let Your Light Shine, but in January of 2026, we now became Redream Education. And for the next couple of episodes, I'm going to be sharing podcasts that are specific to this month. But as I listened to the last year and 2 years, I'm thinking about, wow, this is still the same information I would give to you now. So if you have yet to listen to almost 400 episodes and more, then now's your time to be able to just download and consume as much as possible. That's why this month we are re-airing some of our very important podcast episodes that are going to be very specific to this time of year. Now, Microschool Masterminds is up and going, so if you hear any ads during this time frame for our program, it is important for you to realize that our Microschool Masterminds meets every single week. You can still join in at any time. So despite whether or not these podcasts have been aired before, Microschool Masterminds is fresh every week, and you can find out more as you're listening to the episodes. Be blessed, and I will see you back in April for brand new episodes of the Redream Education podcast. Welcome to the Redream Education podcast. I'm Mackenzie Oliver, Microschool founder, educator, coach, and believer in the power of starting small, dreaming boldly, and rebuilding the future of education one courageous step at a time. If you're here, it's because something in your life, your classroom, your family, your child, your community, or your calling is asking for a new dream, a wiser dream, a redream. This podcast is where we challenge the old models, rethink what learning can be, and build innovative pathways for children, families, and communities. Each week, you'll gain the systems, strategies, stories, and soul work you need to design personalized learning, understand how education is changing for the better, start or scale a microschool, lead with confidence, make a change for your family, and create an education model that actually works for today's world. Because you aren't just dreaming of something different, you are building it. This is a space where we re-envision what school can be, reimagine how children learn, and rebuild the systems that were never designed to meet the needs of our future and current generation. This is a podcast to redream education as we share insights, strategies, stories, and tools to teach our children better, transform learning at home, support innovative education models, and invest financially or personally in the future of students everywhere. Because you aren't just dreaming about a better education, you're part of the movement to create it. Welcome to the Redream Education Podcast. This is where the future begins. Are you feeling frustrated with the limitations of the traditional education system? And do you dream of creating a space where students thrive and you as an educator are able to reignite your passion for teaching and learning? And for you as a parent even, making this learning experience truly meaningful for your own children? Well, then this episode is for you. Today, we're going to explore why the current education system needs a transformation and how innovative approaches like microschools and homeschool hybrids are empowering students and educators alike. So whether you're a teacher, a parent, or an aspiring microschool founder, or just even simply someone passionate about change, this episode will inspire you to take action and embrace education that empowers. Before I even started a micro school, I didn't even know that there could be a thing that even existed. I really thought that starting a school that was different than public or private would really just mean me having a preschool to help protect the innocents and to give them that one last bit dose of awesome learning before they went into the quote unquote system. Man, oh man, would I have really done things differently or sooner if I would have known that what we have created at our micro school and what I've seen all across the nation could have happened a lot sooner. If I would have known that earlier, this would have been done a long time ago. There is a case for change here. While the traditional education system offers something that feels safe and just what we've always done for families without requiring a lot of change, it often relies on outdated, one-size-fits-all methods that no longer serve the diverse needs of today's learners. Just think about it. What is it that if you are in traditional education, how does it look one size fits all? How is it outdated? How does it no longer serve the diverse needs of today's learners? Think about that. I'm sure you've seen it all across different spectrums, different states, different organizations. The world really is ready for innovative education models that prioritize individuality, creativity, and discovery. And this is why microschools really are a solution. Well, first off, what is a microschool? It's simply a smaller school, and it is one that is not within the same boundaries, the same outlines as the school systems that we see running rampant now. Why are they gaining momentum? They're gaining momentum because just like people used trains as a form of transportation, and then they saw the car had a different type of transportation and provided them a different need, people started using cars. And before the trains, they did the horses, right? So the horses for transportation, then the train for transportation, then the car for transportation, the airplane for transportation, the hybrid car, the electric car, the scooter. It all continues to evolve. Why would education not be the same? Why would technology evolve? Why would phones evolve? Why would cars evolve, but yet not education, which teaches the people who are the ones who are in charge of creating innovative solutions for everything else that evolves in this world? The benefits typically include smaller class sizes, personalized learning gains, and plans, so to speak. So yes, I understand that that can seem like, how does that actually work? And there's a million ways that it can work. And I know that doesn't feel helpful to you, but we have tried various modes and modalities. You could do adaptive learning online. You can also have learning plans for students, multi-age classes. You could have curriculum that students are able to go as fast or as slow as they need to without the direct guided instruction. The teacher's more of the guide on the side rather than the direct instruction. And the flexibility to adapt to students' unique needs. Success stories that show how these models unlock potential for students, and not only for students, but reignite educators' passion, as well as have the parents have a big sigh of relief that their kids actually want to go to school or that they know what their child is actually learning or doing. So what does this look like as your role and transforming education? Because please promise me and yourself that you won't just sit on the sides and go, wow, that seems really awesome. I wish I could do something like that, but it seems too far out of my league. We have people who are starting in barns, starting in their garages, starting in their living rooms, starting at their parks. You don't have to have a big building, a fancy building, or even a church, so to speak, to get this started. Your role is, whether you're a parent or a teacher or a community leader, you can take the steps to advocate for or build your own innovative learning environment. You've got to first start by asking critical questions. How are we helping students discover their gifts, or are we confining them to outdated paths? Are we helping students determine and discover their gifts, or are we confining them to outdated paths? It's a very powerful question. It really comes down to whether our education system truly nurtures students' individual talents, or it forces them into a rigid, predefined track. Are we giving them the freedom to explore their unique strengths and passions, or are we simply preparing them to follow outdated career paths that may not align with the future of work and innovation? So for an example, at Lighthouse Learning, our microschool, we are trying our very best to make the space for students to discover their gifts through hands-on learning, through creativity, through problem solving, through interest inventories, allowing them the space instead of thinking, all right, get to the next subject, got to do the quiz, got to do the test, get to the next subject, got to do the quiz, got to do the test, got to take the grade, got to put it in the grade book, got to show that you're learning. Are there areas that we could better adapt to their individual strengths, giving them the space to research, giving them the space to collaborate, giving them the space and the time to actually begin dreaming and planning? It's really worth reflecting on how we structure our learning experiences. Are we able to encourage exploration, adaptability, or curiosity? What are your thoughts? Do you feel like we're striking the right balance? If you are a teacher, a homeschooling parent, or a brand new microschool founder who is trying to figure out what comes next, you need to hear this. Microschool Masterminds is the community and coaching program I wish I had when I first stepped out of the classroom and built our microschool. Yes, straight from the living room to now nearly over 100 students thriving in year 6. This is where teachers and founders finally get the roadmap, the support, and the systems to create a thriving microschool without burning out. Inside Microschool Masterminds, you will receive weekly live coaching with me and other powerful professionals who discuss strategy, solutions, and provide personal support. You also receive step-by-step modules to build your school legally, financially, and operationally. Marketing enrollment done for you, with training that works even if you've never advertised before, and you can learn this on your own time through our Microschool Masterminds classroom modules. Worried about multi-age classrooms or curriculum? We've got you covered with our curriculum planning resources. You receive templates, checklists, scripts, and systems for marketing, financial systems, operations, community building, and growth. Everything is ready for you to plug in and go. Most importantly, you have access to a powerful community of other founders who understand your dreams and your fears. Whether you're starting really slow, or you're still teaching the classroom and you're dreaming of breaking free, or you're already running your microschool but feeling overwhelmed, trying to figure out also how to build a hybrid program, this is a place where you gain clarity, confidence, and of course, a plan. Because you don't have to do this alone. You deserve guidance, you deserve support, and your microschool deserves to grow with ease, not chaos. If you're ready to redream education and take the next step, join us inside Microschool Masterminds, where together we are building this education system better. Head over to redreameducation.com/masterminds to learn more. Again, that's redreameducation.com/masterminds. Do you believe that we are doing a great job at helping students discover their gifts? How would we even do that? How would we help students to discover their gifts? Instead of students saying, I had a spelling test and I didn't do so well, and now I'm not smart, and now I'm going to get another list of spelling words, and I'm going to fail because I'm not very good at this. But I love airplanes, and I really want to be a pilot one day. But yet we never get to know what they love or what they desire because we're so fixated on the end result, the production, which is really why the schools even were created to begin with, to teach students to produce in the Industrial Revolution. Are we able to prioritize hands-on learning? How can we do hands-on learning? A lot of times hands-on learning is never placed in the schools anymore because there's not enough quote-unquote time. What about encouraging curiosity? What about creating environments where students can explore their strengths? So for an example, you might be able to have a specific focus on students and what they're learning, or cooperative learning, or creativity, like maybe even putting vision boards or art infused reading and writing. I've got a teacher who absolutely is phenomenal with this. Includes so much art in her reading and writing activities. It really does allow students to see learning as a journey rather than a rigid path. But with that said, there's always room for growth. How can we ensure that even more flexibility for students to shape their own learning experiences are given? And while we have made strides in personalized learning, I'm sure across many modalities of schools, the reality is that some traditional structures still persist. There's a standardized education that can sometimes stifle creativity, forcing students into paths that may not align with their strengths or even the evolving job market. Really, to help students discover their gifts, we have to expand hands-on experiences. We've got to give them the space and the time, the passion-based learning, the exposure to new opportunities. Are there specific areas where we can break away from outdated models and create even more space for student-driven discovery? That's what I want you to think about today. I know that if you are just now listening to this and you haven't started your own microschool, you're probably very inquisitive and inspired. I definitely tell you right now that you are not alone. This is the new way of teaching and the new way of learning. And yes, there are legal requirements and curriculum and marketing and all of those logistics. But I say, start with what the dream is in your heart. And I hope that you'll be able to consume more podcasts about different ways that education can be delivered. Consume more podcasts about the possibilities. Consume more collaboration with others. You can join us at Teacher Let Your Light Shine Microschool Community, which is in Facebook. So you go to Teacher Let Your Light Shine Microschool Community. You'll see our business page, but you want to get into the group. It's a private group. Second, there's thousands of people there that are sharing and are either right there with you or they've already started their microschool. The second is to check out our website where we teach people, me included, mainly me, how to start and build their own microschool, even if it's from your living room all the way up to now we have 85 students at Lighthouse Learning. You can go to teachersletyourlightshine.com, and then you can even figure out ways to make this actually happen by joining our Microschool Masterminds program. It is not a monthly commitment, but you can either sign up monthly or yearly. You can cancel at any time, but of course we want you to stay with us, and you can find out more at teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds, where you can come be a part of our network. You can see all the different modules to help you with marketing, advertising, curriculum, student learning, finances, legal requirements, how to get started, along with group coaching and a community of people who are like-minded and are right there with you building. Bless you, and I look forward to hearing from you how we are transforming education through microschools, innovating and empowering students, teachers, and parents to break free from traditional learning. It is time to redream education and to actually take that next step. Join us in Microschool Masterminds every single week for live group coaching, self-paced modules, and of course, a powerful community. Head on over to redreameducation.com/masterminds and join us in our free Facebook group at Redream Education Microschool Community. To learn more, that's redreameducation.com/masterminds.